We are not fighting a certain group or trying to get one leader.
But that's the problem. We need to be going after one group and one leader. We need to be going after Al-Qaeda, the people that attacked us, and Osama bin Laden, to punish him and dismantle that organization. And we should have done that before dealing with any other distractions. And Barack Obama understood that. And that is, again, the type of leadership we need in our next president.
However, the war on terror is a war we have to fight.
I agree. We have to go after terrorists. I fully agree that a good terrorist is a dead terrorist, and hopefully one that didn't take out any other innocent people beforehand. And I fully support the idea of killing terrorists before they kill us. But we need to go after the one group who attacked us first.
The Islamic terrorists are not going to just lay down their weapons and leave us alone if we put our hands up in the air.
But that's one of the problems that I have with John McCain, is that he keeps saying that us Democrats saying that we should leave Iraq is surrender, and that's absolutely not true. What we want to do in Iraq is we need to, again, pull our troops out responsibly while training and equipping the Iraqi people to defend themselves. And once that happens, that's victory, not defeat. The Democrats do not want surrender. We do not want to just put up a hand and say, we give up. No, we want to go after the terrorists who attack us. We want to take them out, just as bad as the Republicans do. However, we want to make sure that we go after the actual enemies that attacked us. And we want to make sure that we don't spend our money and our troops defending a country that is generating money with an $80 billion surplus and has the manpower to be trained and equipped so they can take care of themselves.
We are fighting an ideology, just as we fought communism and Nazism, and saved the world from those horrendous threats and made it a better world for our kids.
I agree. We must go after terrorism, and that's why I have to vote for Barack Obama, because he supports going after the terrorists who attacked us on 9/11.
Do we send our kindergartners out to get 40-hour-a-week high-paying jobs and be successful in the world? Of course not. We spend time training and equipping them, years. Just like my husband had to be trained for quite some time before he could do what he does now in the military. We're going to have to do the same thing with the Afghan and Iraqi people so that they can stand up and protect and govern themselves after years and years and years of being brutally oppressed.
As I mentioned before, H.R. 1591, a bill that the Democrats sponsored, would have done just that. It would have trained and equipped the Iraqi people to be able to take care of themselves. And it would have responsibly drawn down our troop levels, not taken all of our troops out right away, as some extremists want to do. So I tell you, the Democratic Party is not what the John McCain Republican spin machine would have you believe it is. We want to train and equip the Iraqi people to defend themselves. We want to draw down our troops responsibly, and we want to go after the terrorists who attacked us on 9/11. And again, that's why I have to vote for Barack Obama, because I don't see that sort of commitment from the Republican Party. All I see is a stay-the-course, failed President Bush strategy that just keeps our troops in Iraq indefinitely. And while our troops will do a great job of whatever administration tells them what to do, we need an administration that's going to treat them with respect, treat them responsibly, use them responsibly, use diplomacy first whenever possible, and when they come home, provide them with adequate health care. And the Republicans who called the health care add-on to the war supplemental bill as pork, they're just despicable. I cannot believe that anybody would call increased health care for veterans pork. And I think that's something you really need to go look up and to see who is actually taking care of the troops, who is pushing to make sure that the troops, when they get back and they're injured, get quality health care, and see which Republicans called that bill pork. And I think you might have a change of heart when you determine and look and see which party is actually looking out best for your husband and your family.
This is why, even though it gives my family a pretty crazy life and puts my husband and many other military personnel's lives at risk, I completely support the fight that we're waging against terrorism.
Going after terrorism is good. Going after terrorists is good. The way we're going after terrorists now is not so good. Why? Again, because we've distracted ourselves in Iraq, and we've allowed ourselves to take the eye off the ball and allowed Al-Qaeda to regain strength. Allowing Al-Qaeda to regain strength is not the way to fight terrorism. And that shows that the Republican strategy is flawed and why we need a change of course. We need a president who's going to responsibly draw down our troops in Iraq, and who's going to go after the enemy that attacked us on 9/11. And I've said that about 15 times in this video, I know, but the point has to be sunk in that Barack Obama is not a forced surrender, as John McCain will falsely tell you. Barack Obama is for going after Al-Qaeda and for making sure that Iraq is able to defend themselves. And when they do that, when Iraq is able to defend themselves, that's a victory. And that's what Barack Obama wants. And when we're able to capture Osama bin Laden and have the Al-Qaeda organization completely dismantled, then that's another victory that Barack Obama wants to do. And we're not going to get that under John McCain, because I see no promise that John McCain's even going to go that direction.
And just hope that we have the will to continue so that we have success and are able to protect the future of our country and so many other countries. And I just pray that nothing else has to happen to wake us up to what an immediate and horrible threat we are facing.
And see, I would argue that the will to continue is the problem. We have President Bush and his administration and the Republican Party and the McCain-Palin ticket who want to follow George Bush's stay-the-course policy in Iraq. And as we've seen, because Al-Qaeda is back to strengths not seen since 9/11, that strategy of dealing with terrorism that George Bush has given us is flawed. It has to be viewed as flawed, because how else can you view it if Al-Qaeda is back to strengths not seen since 9/11? So I need, in my next president, the person who had the wisdom to know not to go into Iraq in the first place, who is proposing to responsibly draw down our troops, who will train and equip the Iraqi people to take care of themselves, and who has pledged to go after Al-Qaeda and Osama bin Laden, the people who attacked us on 9/11, and who is pledged to help out the troops when they come home with better health care and other support that the troops and their families might need. And I would urge you again to go look at who exactly supported the amendment to the War Supplemental Bill that would have given the troops additional health care, and who opposed it as pork. And I think if you take a good and honest look at the fact that the Bush policies have failed because of Al-Qaeda's strengthening, and if you take a good and honest look at who called giving the troops increased health care pork, then perhaps you might have a change of mind as to who you might be supporting in this election. And if you don't, hey, at least you took a look, and at least again you were willing and able and wanting to have a discussion of the issues without having to resort to name calling and without having to resort to anything bad, and having a responsible, civilized conversation between two people who, obviously, we both love our country. We just see different ways on how to bring it and make it to be the best place that it could possibly be. So I look forward to any responses that you might have, and I encourage anyone else to continue and enter this conversation, and maybe we can continue this intelligent discourse instead of the typical discourse that takes place in today's politics.